Hello and welcome back to another edition of I Thrift Too Much because it helps to fill the void in my heart as this world swirls deeper and deeper into darkness. Now, this year I did have the goal to thrift less and craft more, and I think I've been pretty good about that. I have far less thrift hauls this year than I have crafting videos, at least it feels that way. So, you know, I'm doing pretty good. Now, my intentions for going out and thrifting this time were pure. I am on the hunt for some cheap materials to do some crafting. Now, technically the video that I'm currently working on that you guys will be seeing in the future is not a traditional thrift flip where I take something that I previously thrifted that needs a little work and I flip it to make it cuter. No, in fact, I am attempting to recreate some of my most sought after thrift finds instead of just waiting forever to find them. A few of the pieces that I have been on the hunt for are extremely rare, and when they do pop up online, they are majorly marked up because of the rarity and because of the fact that they are heavily sought after. So instead of just waiting and then going to war with someone on Mercari or eBay, I decided that I'm going to make my own interpretation of those items. That is a video for another day that I'm currently working on. In the meantime, I'm going to show you guys what I found when I went out to thrift for the pieces that I would need for that craft, because even though I was on the hunt for specific things, I always keep my options open and I allow the universe and the thrift gods to bless me with unique and fun finds. So today's video is just me showing you guys what I found when I went out thrifting for other things. I will not be showing you the things that I thrifted for that specific project, but the other miscellaneous items. Now, the first few places that we went to were the Goodwill outlets, or the BINS. We went to two different locations of BINS. The first one was pretty successful. The second one I feel like was pretty successful, but I was starting to get a little tired. So the quality of my finds may vary. First, let's start with some of the home items that I found in the first. I actually picked up this basket to put stuff in. That is a pro tip when you're at the BINS and you don't have a cart. You can find bigger items to actually stuff stuff in, but I don't always purchase the thing that I'm using to carry around my finds, but this time I did because I thought this was really cute, and can never have too many baskets. But inside the basket are these beautiful panels of wood. Now, these were actually all together as like kind of a weird frame thing, but I did break them apart because I have plans to use these for a DIY in the future. I have a few furniture pieces that I would like to upgrade, and these would be perfect to add. If you saw my home decor DIY video previously where I upgraded a bench that I had in the entryway of my house, I used some pieces kind of like this, but I got those full price off of Amazon, but these were just a few cents because BINS. And there are a lot of these, about this much. So I'm pretty well covered. Next, I always do pretty well in the like home linens, especially with pillowcases. So I did get this really cute pillowcase. I couldn't find the mate, but I kind of like the mismatching aesthetic. It kind of adds to the charm of things. So I'm not too mad at that. And this is also kind of a miscellaneous like container item, but I figured this would be really good for organization. And I don't know yet where I'm going to put it, but it could possibly be useful. And it's made of wood, so it's good quality. So I just have to clean it up more. I also like to find craft materials when I'm at the BINS. Like you'll find random miscellaneous craft materials just kind of thrown in there. And Sarah actually found these. She found some embroidery floss, which I have been interested in embroidery. I haven't learned any yet, but I assume there are YouTube videos for that. So I would, you know, I might give that a shot just to like embellish some stuff. It seems pretty easy, and I like to draw, and I sew fairly decent by hand. So I think with those two skills combined, I have a pretty good shot at being decent at it. So, you know, this was pretty much free. Girl math, it was free because it was at the BINS, since you pay per pound, and this is like nothing. Another thing that was practically nothing in weight, and I thought this was absolutely perfect for me, is this tote bag with a raccoon on it. And it looks like it's brand new. It still has like the folding marks and it looks like it's pressed. So yes, it's practically Dress Me Up Scotty merch, which by the way, if you like raccoons, you like thrifting, and you like merch, check out our merch shop because we have some really cute thrifting raccoon designs based off of an inside joke on the channel. I'm the trash man! And the raccoon was drawn by yours truly. So this will be one of my thrift totes And then I always check out the books because they're like 15 cents. This one is a little bit beat up. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot, but it's this 1950s Peter Pan. Look, it's broken or ripped. Broken, ripped, same. But what I really liked about it is that it has that classic Disney illustration style. So I thought it would be really cute to like maybe take some of these illustrations out since it's already falling apart and frame them maybe for a future bedroom someday, hopefully. Don't want to die alone. But I absolutely loved Peter Pan when I was little. It was one of my favorite Disney movies along with Aristocats. So it's 15 cents, may as well. Why not? Next, I actually got this at the second bins, but you know me, when I see a good quilt, I gotta grab it. And this one was really cute. It has a lot of really nice, luxurious texture like this velvet. And I don't know if you can tell, but the floral fabric is kind of shiny a little bit. And then the underside is just this pretty burgundy color, which this is very much me. Like it has that whimsical cottagecore feel to it, but also it has the royal jewel tones. So it's kind of whimsigoth. So it's a blend between my aesthetics, which I'm always looking for those pieces that kind of blend between the different aesthetics that I like. So I grabbed this. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet or if I'm going to use it for like a piece of clothing because I have been wanting to make like quilted clothing pieces lately. Well, when I say lately, I mean the last year. I keep saying that I'm going to make a quilted coat, possibly like out of this one or a few of the other ones that I've thrifted. We shall see. I'm collecting blankets and quilts and then seeing what I want to do with them. If they end up just becoming a blanket or a quilt and doing the job as such, or if I decide to turn it into a clothing piece. Next, I did get a couple of cups. Not that I need them. This one I found at the second bins as well. It is this cute little stump, very fairy core, which is very much me. I don't know if you can really fit a lot of pencils or pens in here, but this could also be for paintbrushes, which I always need little vessels to put my various crafting materials in. And then this cup I'm probably going to drink tea out of. I feel like this was very on theme with the theme that I was going for my thrifting day, very celestial whimsigoth vibes. So I had to pick this up, and it's like the cups at the thrift store that I found, because I found this at a normal Goodwill. We tried to redeem ourselves because we struck out at one of our last thrift stores that we went to, so we went to one that I always score at. They always have really good prices on their homeware at that specific location, which is hard to find with Goodwill because they're jacking up all the prices lately. So there's a few things that I'm inserting in the middle of the video because I forgot about them, so please forgive any continuity errors. But first of all, I got this little floral thingy at the first bins, and what I really loved about these is they are Lily of the Valley. First of all, it reminds me of Animal Crossing because you get Lily of the Valleys growing on your island once you reach 5 stars, but also there is a fairy. It is one of my favorites, and it reminded me of that. So I picked these up to probably take apart and add to my different floral arrangements that I have around my house. Next, these next couple of items, technically I didn't get on this thrift trip. I picked them up off of eBay, but I am excited about them, so I'm going to insert them into this video. So the first thing is this. Oh my God, hold on. I am always on the hunt for cute celestial things, and I actually have a sun belt, but it's from a fast fashion brand. It is not the best quality, but I found these on eBay and it came with just the suns. It didn't come with a chain, but that is no big deal because I just went to the craft store and I picked up a chain, or actually a few chains from the necklace section. I got like a chunky chain necklace, a couple of them, and linked them together. And then with my old crappy sun belt, I just used the charm that was on the end of that to add to this one. And then I also used the clasp from the crappy belt as well because I didn't have one of these clasps. Now I'll probably end up replacing it with a better quality one eventually, but at least for now it's usable. And the reason why I didn't use the chain from the other sun chain belt is because, as it turns out, it is plastic, which is why it is crappy. And one thing that I really love about this one is that, of course, since it's actual vintage, it is actually a substantial metal and it's chunkier and heavier, and these guys aren't as skinny and sharp. I will put up an image of my crappy fast fashion one. Vintage always wins. Like when I put these side by side, it is night and day. So I'm really excited for this. I've been wanting an original sun chain belt, an actual vintage one that all the knockoffs are based off of, and they're really hard to come by, and usually people sell them for a lot of money. I'm guessing because this one was incomplete, it was a bit cheaper, or maybe the seller just didn't know what they had, so I snagged it. it. I also got another belt off of eBay. I cannot find it, so I'm gonna insert an image here. I've been wanting some more like fairy whimsical belts, and I do have a belt with leaves on it, and it has like an elastic red stretchy waist part, but this, I feel like the elastic sometimes takes away from like the fairy naturalness. So when I saw this one, which was like a burgundy real leather, I was like, yeah, I gotta have it. And then the fact that the buckle is like a brass, not that I don't like the buckle of the other one, I love that belt so much, and I'll insert a pic of that one as well. But I feel like when it comes to quality, I like the leather one is superior, and I'm definitely going to be styling that for some like forest fairy, fairy core, goblin core, all the cores, hobbity core, Ren Fair, all of the things. So I'm really excited for that, and it fits me perfectly. I did have to loosen it up a little bit, but thank God it was adjustable. Next, I will get into the clothing pieces. As you guys know, I am trying not to thrift as much clothes this year, but when I find a piece that I really love, I do pick it up. The first thing is actually the sweater that I am wearing, and no, I did not need another mustard sweater. However, I really like this shade of mustard. It's more like a gold color rather than a straight up mustard. And what I really loved about it, first of all, the sleeves, they're a bit long, but they have that cuff and they're like kind of bishop. This is like my favorite type of sleeve. And then the bottom is kind of cropped, but then it has this like scallop detail. Super cute. Definitely needed that. Next, I got this at one of the bins. It is this Zara mock neck, almost a Victorian goth sheer sweater. It's kind of lacy, which I don't know if you can see. Black does not like to show up on my camera, but I thought this was really cute. Obviously at the bins, I didn't know if it was gonna fit me, but since it's the bins, it's one of those things where if you really like it, even if you don't know if it fits, you gotta grab it. It's gonna end up in a landfill anyway. I did grab this and it does fit me. I really love how it looks, and I think this is gonna be a really cute piece to style for the winter, especially with like maybe a really cute skirt and some tights and some boots. Very excited for this one. And we're doing another haphazard insert because when I was doing laundry, I found a couple of things that I forgot. Firstly, we have this teal, a new day, medium size maxi dress. Very beautiful color. It has pockets. I don't really care for the neckline. It's not so much the neckline, but the neckline combined with the way that everything is sewn in the boob area. So the way that I styled it with a cropped sweater that I also hauled in this video over the top of it. And then I added my also hauled in this video belt to kind of tie the two together. And then it was feeling still a little bit empty, a little bit plain. So I added my cameo long chain necklace. You can't see it, but I also paired this with my Strange Colt pointed toe Victorian boots. And then the other dress is a Knox Rose dress, also a Target dress. Sarah actually found this one and threw it across the room to me. And I think it's really cool. It has like that somewhat sheer velvet floral embossing on the top. It is a little bit short when it comes to the waistline. It kind of like hits me right here in the boobs and it's weird. But I did pair it with an underbust corset belt and I think it looks amazing like that. And then of course I also added my trusty moon chain belt, and altogether it's a fit, and it definitely goes with the darker vibes that I've been going for lately, at least this time of year. So I'm a big fan of it. I almost was like, hey, was this worth it? But then I remembered, it's the bins. It inspires you to take chances, make mistakes, get messy. And now back to the regularly scheduled programming Scotty from the past. And then the last piece is probably the best. I was actually very skeptical about this one because it's not a color that I generally go for, and I don't really need coats. However, when it comes to coats, it is better to get one that is slightly loose on you so that you can layer. And a few of my coats are a little bit too fitted, if that makes sense. Like one of my favorite wintry looking coats with like fur details is very snug on me. It looks amazing, but there is no room for layering, which means I will freeze my buns off if I ever try to wear it in an actual cold climate, which fortunately in Sacramento it's not too cold. But if I ever want to go somewhere more wintry, I will freeze. So I did pick this coat up, and Sarah kind of convinced me. She told me that it looks very Phoebe Buffay, I think is her name from. I was never a fan of Friends. I know of it because it is so popular culturally, but I never watched it. But I do love her style, and I probably have pinned a few of her outfits from the show on my Pinterest board. So when she said that, I was like, okay, I can envision myself styling this. And you know what? It's actually good for me creatively because I don't really lean towards this shade of like grayish blue. So it'll give me an opportunity to try something new and actually challenge myself creative fashionly. Is that a word? You know what I mean? Like stepping outside the box, trying something new. Maybe it'll inspire me. And I've been doing that a lot more this year, going for things that generally I've turned my nose up universally, like the color gray and the color blue. I've actually liked those colors. I've made exceptions and I was pleasantly surprised, or pleasantly, I was trying to think of another word besides surprised, but I have no brain cells left. It is time to end the video. So yeah, those are the things that I found when I went out thrifting for the specific things that I needed for my other video. Now, I thought that other video was gonna come out first, but now that I'm going through the process of doing the DIY, this video is gonna end up coming out first, and then you guys are gonna get to see the DIY. So once that's out, I will link that in the description if you come upon this video first, or you could subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell and know when I upload videos and keep up to date with the community tab. And also follow me on Instagram because I usually update that, letting people know what's going on with me and how I'm doing and what I'm doing and all that stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked the things that I thrifted, be sure to hit the like button, or just hit the like button just for kicks and giggles, just because you want to support me, even if you thought everything was hideous. And comment down below if you liked what I thrifted, which was your favorite piece, or if you did think anything was hideous, yell at me in the comments because engagement helps me. And even if it's you thinking something is atrocious, it still helps. I would like to get to 30,000 subscribers by the end of this year, which we are very close to anyway. Well, we're within 1,000, so yeah. Stick around, baby. A lot more to come. I'm actually filming 3 videos today. Girl bossin'. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.